successful grant writer, Superior Shelby, and small business development coach of 10 years. I'm so blessed to have you in today's live stream. It is Small Business Saturdays, and what I do on Saturdays is I share my platform. I allow you guys to put your website links, your social media handles, and channels inside of the chat so we can learn more about your particular business. And also we go over what your small business wins was for this week, and we also go over what your small business lessons was like. So I'm going to start with what my wins and lessons was. And if you are watching this live stream right now, I want to say shout out to you, because you are here because you want to share the love, you want to tell us about your business, you want to tell us how we can shop with you, all of that good stuff. And also, if you are watching me and watching Small Business Saturdays, my live stream after we've already recorded it, thank you so much for clicking on this particular video, because that means you are interested in possibly sharing your Saturday mornings with us, okay? So I do daily live streams. If this is your first time here, I do daily live streams where I get on live on YouTube and I teach you about grants, and we do some small business talks, okay? So this week we had such like a really good time. Hold on one second. Looking for my water. Okay. This week was really fun and full of productivity. Not only did I get married this week, but also I was able to bring you guys some really, really good small business coaching slides and all kinds of good advice. And also we went over $100,000 worth of grants that you can go over, that you can apply to this month. So if you are coming into the live stream, make sure you like the live stream, so that way the YouTube algorithm can push this good information out to all other entrepreneurs and startups. So let me tell y'all, let's talk, okay? Hey, everybody. Hey, Dennis. Lovely Z1 Royale. Shout out to you for becoming a Superior Silver member. Thank you so much. When you become a member of my channel, that allows you to have access to all of my videos before anybody else. Okay, my pre-recorded videos. So shout out to you. Hey, Tamala Jones. Thank you so much for joining, and I hope you guys are having a really great week so far. All right, thank you so much for the congratulations. All right, so let's talk about what my week was like, and you guys drop in the chat what was your week like. I'm going to go ahead and bring up my YouTube studio so I can see your comments. Okay, so this week for me was full of love and bliss. Love, bliss, God-fearingness, prayer, fasting, all of the things that you would pretty much experience, especially during the week of your actual wedding. I did a court wedding and it was effective. We were able to get our wedding certificate, our marriage certificate, and I'm officially a wife to a handsome Nigerian man. And if you guys didn't see the pictures, I did post pictures of us on my community post, so you can check those out there. And I'm just so happy, and I'm just in a bliss full of love. So that's been my week. As far as it personally, that's been my week, right? And I've also been in fasting and prayer and fasting and prayer and fasting and prayer, because that is what it takes, okay, in order for you to have a good start to your marriage and to keep the love going, okay? It's important to have a spiritual foundation, so that way you can pray to your God and be able to be blessed. Okay, so I'm a true believer. I'm a Christian. As well as my husband. So we are, we're on the fast right now as we speak. So that's been my personal life. On the business side of things, I have been really pushing myself. As far as with my tech companies, I've officially created the full business plan and the pitch deck for it. Yes, you would think that I would already have that in order, but I've been actually really focused on investing my money into the actual platform and the development. Like I said earlier, like yesterday in yesterday's live stream, I actually hired a UI UX developer for my tech company. UI UX is the user interface. So when you guys are on Instagram and you are scrolling, what that entire field is like, how bright the colors are, how vibrant it is, what the entire experience is when you are on these apps. So I hired a UI UX developer for my tech company. I'm really excited about it. And he's already making some really great moves. So far, so good. Made a deposit, so we're good to go there. And I pray that all goes well as far as in with my production in that one. We are looking to have things done really, really soon, so I can start, pushing out these tech ideas. And like I said before, it's going to be all faceless. All right, it's a faceless company, so you won't know it's mine at all, and you guys won't even know that this company is mine. All right, so that's how it's going to work out. I'd rather it be that way because I want all ethnic groups and sexualities and persons who truly need some grant help, and not even grant help, but just need some help in their in whatever they're doing. I want them to be able to use this tech app. Okay, so it's really cool. What else? So I have that going. And what else have I been able to move forward with? So I did that. Oh, then of course my daily live streams. We had really good time all this entire week. We learned so much. This week, let me see if I can bring up some of our slides that we went over. This week we actually went over okay, so procrastination, we talked about that. Remember, we went over that. We talked about what procrastination is and how it actually costs you. We also talked about, so yeah, 5 tips to stop procrastinating. That's what we went over. And what is this one? We also went over 3 tips to build consistency. Yes, we did that. We did go over that. So, yeah, remember this? So we went over this one, I believe, on Monday, because on Sunday at church, we had a really good lesson in church, and we were talking about consistency and the importance of it. Remember, how you build consistency is through practice, discipline, and perseverance. So we went over what consistency is and how consistency is the actual secret sauce. You guys see that I'm on live stream every single day, and I've been doing this for 6 years. My consistency is what helped me build to 56,000 subscribers on YouTube. My consistency in what I do in my business is how I'm able to keep certain clients in my ecosystem. My consistency is what brings in more people and allows them to bring other people and refer other people, because they know that I'm going to be here, it's going to be consistent, and my service is going to be consistent all the way through. As what I mean by that is it's going to be thorough and good and detailed. Okay, so consistency is key. We talked about that, and then we talked about 5 tips about 5 tips on procrastination. So we went over that this week as well, which is really good. So many of you guys have a challenge with procrastinating, and one of the ways that you are entered in or introduced into procrastinating is by simply overthinking. And it's very vital that you do not overthink. Success loves urgency. Success loves when you act right now. Do what you can do right now. If it is a task that you can get done in 2 minutes, do it now. If it is something where you have to wait on others, or you have to wait on like a response back, then do what you can. Okay. Also, if it's something that costs, right? If it's costly and it costs money, well, prioritize it and put some money aside so you can get that task done. No sense of allowing your task, right, your to-do list to pile up, and then before you know it, you see this long list of things you have to do, and you're so demotivated that you don't want to move forward simply because you see this long legal pad of all these things you need to do. I gave you guys some 5 tips on how to overcome procrastination, and how to be the best versions of yourself. All right, so that's what we did. We went over that this week, and I'm so happy that we did that. So yeah, that was fun. All right, so you know what I did. Oh, and then I got married. So that was that. And then after that, I spent time with some friends, then came back here on live stream. Of course, I had to make sure I'm consistent with getting on live, right? So I did that. We got some new subscribers this week. I also got 4 new clients this week, which is really cool. I'm writing their business plans as we speak. And also, I'm praying to God that they have the opportunity to hire me as their grant writer so I can help them win grants for their startups and small businesses. A lot of them actually came from our YouTube here. So shout out to our friends that join us on our daily live streams. And also, I've been able to have some really good consultations with you guys. I've learned so much about a medical courier service. I've learned, one of our, shout out to our, one of our like daily live stream friends that comes on here with us. She booked a consultation during this week, and we were able to have a really good conversation. She showed me her business plan and her pitch deck, and shout out to our friend because her business plan and her pitch deck is absolutely outstanding. If you guys ever see Jay Brittany in the chat, shout out to our friend. Her business plan was stellar, pitch deck superior. So I said, listen, you are literally in the perfect spot for us to go for not only grant funding but investment capital. She's building a tech company which is so robust, and it's not specifically for Black women, but her main clientele and her main client, her target audience is for Black women. So shout out to Jay Brittany. I love what she is building. I'm hoping that I can be a part of helping her get funding, free funding that she truly deserves. She booked a consultation, and we had such a really great 45-minute consultation. Then also we had good consultations with another friend that comes on here on the live streams with us. And I told you that we talked about the importance of, her not feeling unworthy when we went over her business plan versus the ones that I create. She actually hired me to write the business plan for her, and she decided to delegate that task. So shout out to our friend and still persevering and getting that task done and not allowing a business plan and a pitch deck that she created herself demotivate her from being able to continue to move forward with her business. Okay. Also, I've met some other really great guys who are developing their own tech companies and trucking companies. So my consultations this week have been super, super detailed, super awesome, and it's just been so fulfilling for me. I love when you guys book consultations and allows me to tell you what needs to be done, how you need to get yourself grant ready, and then also we talk about what I can do, how I can help you. Okay, so thank you so much, you guys, for booking these consultations. And I hope that you, whoever has never booked a consultation with me, I hope that you are motivated and one day you will book a $50 call with me so we can talk about how to get your business grant ready and also some execution strategies on how to bring in some profits. Okay. All right. So I want to hear from you guys in the chat. What is your wins? What are your lessons this week? What happened for you this week that you are super excited about? What is something that a task that you actually performed, something you did this week, and it didn't turn out the way that you wanted to, but you learned a lesson from it? So go ahead and tell me in the chat. Let's have a conversation. Also, don't forget it's Small Business Saturdays. So I'm sharing my platform with all of you guys who are starting a business and scaling your current business. So you can also put your Instagram handles, your Facebook handles or groups, your website. I will prefer your website so I can check you out right now. Your website in the chat so that way we can learn about your business and you could potentially get a client from all these people that's coming in and out the live stream. Okay. All right. So let's talk about it. What are you guys saying in the chat? Thank you so much for the congratulations. Lovely Z1 Royale says, mine was too busy. Yes, that's exciting to hear. So excited and happy for you guys. Stay on that. Absolutely. Amen. Puma Code 10 says, didn't want to get up, but I'm here working on consistency. You got this, friend. You are worthy. You can just consistently do it. Discipline is not an easy task. I have not been to the gym in 2 weeks. so on Monday is going to be me restarting. Reason why I haven't is because I did a 7-day fast. Then this week I got married, so I was like super wedding planning and all this good stuff, and also just kind of riding off of that, right? So 2 weeks I have not been in the gym. So while the gym and working out is a easy an easy example to use, it is not an easy task to complete as far as when we're talking about consistency. But what I can say is I am consistent with allowing workouts and my health, like eating right and things like that, being inside of my lifestyle. Now I do have a sweet tooth out of this world. I'm from the South, so I love everything from cookies, cakes, pies, and galore. Okay, but being here in Africa, I'm able to replace that with dates and different foods. Sometimes I do snack on, like, y'all see me snacking on Pringles and stuff like that. But I do my best. And one thing that I'm going to try my best to be consistent on is not only getting back in the gym, but also cutting down on my carbs and sugars. All right. Sugar addiction is a real thing. So me and you, we're going to hold each other accountable. We're going to be consistent. And obviously book a consultation with me if you simply need some motivation and you need reassurance on the path that you're taking. You can do this. Consistency doesn't mean, friend, piling up a whole bunch of busy tasks. Busy tasks and busy work is like you, watching a whole bunch of YouTube videos, but not actually executing. No, it means that we actually have to discipline ourselves to get things done. All right. So I'm here with you, and I believe you can do it. All right. What else? Who else? What else were we saying? Congratulations on your union. Thank you so much. Mine was amazing. Awesome, Dennis. That's great to hear. And thank you so much for joining last night. So Friday. So last night we did our Zoom class of $25,000 Distill grant. We went over that. So thank you so much, Dennis, for joining, and everybody else who joined. It was really cool. We walked through it. It was a 10-minute application, straightforward. You need a pitch deck. You need a pitch deck for it. But it was very, very direct. So shout out to y'all who joined me last night in our $25,000 grant walkthrough. I'm thinking about doing another grant walkthrough for one of these 50K opportunities. So I don't know. I have to choose one that's kind of best for everybody. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I like the walkthroughs because it allows you to walk through the actual grant application and any questions that they are asking. I stop on that particular question and I explain to you the best ways for you to actually answer that question. While I already do that here live on YouTube pretty much every day, sometimes you might get caught up with an ad or you might get caught up with something else that you're doing while you're watching me. So you might have missed that information. But the walkthrough allows you to have me one-on-one personalized, Zoom call. We're walking through the grant application together. And then when we come across that written portion of the grant application, then I reassure you. One of our friends inside of the $25,000 grant walkthrough last night, we came across a question that says, describe what your business does. I asked her to come off the mic on the Zoom and explain to me what is going to be her challenge. What is her challenge with answering this question? She told me what her challenge was. She told me what her business was. And so I helped her form a good answer for it. She also asked me, she said, hey, I'm using ChatGPT. Is that okay? I reassured her that using ChatGPT is actually not a big no-no. I showed her Zero GPT, which is the world's leading AI detector from ChatGPT 5 and beyond. And I told her that they will actually download her application submission and upload it to an AI detector like so. And once they detect that you have used artificial intelligence, they will actually throw your application out the door. So if you guys have been using AI to help you answer your grant questions and you've been trying to figure out why aren't you getting approved to these grants, well, friend, it's because you're using AI and they want you to use your creative writing skills. They want to hear from you. What are your adversities that you're facing? Not AI's. You understand? So we talked about that last night. I was able to help her develop an answer, and it was only supposed to be 2 sentences. So essentially, if you have a business plan, you could use your business mission to be able to answer that question. I also told the class last night that having a business plan, pitch deck, and a 3-minute pitch video are all 3 key points that will help you with answering these questions and also submitting the grant application. The $25,000 distilled intelligence grant that we went over last night actually requires you to have deck, right? So I said either you have a pitch deck or a website. I also told them where they can get their domain purchased from and how GoDaddy will help them set up their business website using AI. Not only GoDaddy, but Wix.com too. I've been like in love with Wix.com. Wix.com, their business website templates are like really, really like modern. So I like them too. Okay, if you use Wix, Wix.com. All right, so thank you. Shout out to you, Dennis. Let's see what else. Thank you, new here, and can't wait to really get in with this. Yes, sir. Sugar addiction is real. It's real. Let me see. Dennis says, my week has been productive, though there is always room for improvement. I constructed a nonprofit and found a service to do all my paperwork for $288. Shout out to you. So that means you are officially a nonprofit organization owner, founder, sorry. And now when you are building a nonprofit organization, the funding opportunities that you have would not be traditional lending like loans, lines of credit, and credit cards because you're not a for-profit business. You would actually go for sponsorships, donations, grants, and other rewards that you can get. So buckle up. Make sure you have what's called a project proposal and also a pitch deck as well as a 3-minute pitch video. The only difference is you're having a project proposal instead of a business plan, but it's pretty much the same thing. It's just different names, okay? Having these 3 things will help you be properly prepared so you can pitch to donators and sponsors. You can host these events and you can have these people come by, provide food and drinks. and explain to them exactly what your nonprofit mission is, with hopes that they would actually donate to your nonprofit and allow you to reach your funding or your fundraising goal. Okay, so shout out to you, Dennis. He is officially a nonprofit founder. Woo! Shout out to you, friend. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so how can I get in on how can you get in on what? Okay. Yeah, the $25,000 grant is still available. You have by September, Dennis, help me. I think it's September 9th. Yeah, September 9th to submit. And if you are interested in joining my class on Friday, all you have to do is text, I'm going to put in the chat for you, hashtag 25K to 855-731-1487. Okay. The link, the number is pinned at the bottom of the chat. You can text hashtag 25K. I will send you the Calendly links to secure your spot. And you'll be able to join me on Friday evening. Let's see. Hey, Tamala, how's it going? So Tamala said, let me go back up to what you were saying. I have a nonprofit organization that builds houses for low-income disabled women and children, and a LLC service and a LLC services company that provides housing resources and referrals. This is awesome. My week has been pretty busy with excitement and gloomy after hand surgery this week, but on recovery track. Tamala, may God bless you with health and with good recovery in what you've done, your surgery. And also, you are healed, so you're good to go. And for your nonprofit, this is really cool, a nonprofit for low income disabled women with children, super mission driven, and something that needs to be available nationwide. So I pray that all the success for you, which is really awesome. Yeah, so same thing like you, go for fundraising opportunities, donations, and more, so that way you can be able to have the necessary money. So many nonprofits, people who are starting nonprofit organizations, and just like startups, are using their money. But let me tell you what makes you different from a startup in the for-profit world versus the nonprofit world. In the nonprofit world, you actually are supposed to do fundraising. So I really do advise that you take your time in learning how to professionally go about fundraising. Okay. Fundraising is more in depth, it's much more detailed than just going for a GoFundMe account. No, friend, you can literally go to like a mom and pop restaurant in your local city, state, town, and zip code, right? And you can ask them to host a fundraiser in one of their event rooms or in the entire restaurant. And what happens is the restaurant, if they are willing to, you know, go do that, right? You could tell them exactly what your nonprofit is about. Then they might be willing to give you a certain amount of plates for free, and that is their donation for your fundraiser. Let me give you an example. For our friend Tamala, who has a nonprofit organization specifically to help low-income disabled women with children. Say she finds a seafood boil restaurant that's owned by a Black couple, right? And let's say it just so happens that one out of the couple, right? So let's say the husband is disabled because he is a U.S. veteran. So what Tamala can do is have a sit down conversation with the couple who owns the restaurant as well as the manager, and talk about the importance of her mission and how her mission will be truly impactful to their community. She's going to really pitch how she is compassionate about her particular nonprofit. And then she's going to drive it in with asking them and requesting to host her first fundraiser at their seafood restaurant. Okay. While there are people out here that may have shellfish allergies or whatever the case may be, all right, obviously you would announce that you are having this particular fundraiser at this seafood restaurant. So those who are like allergic, they won't be able to attend, but nevertheless, you'll be able to still have your website, your landing page, wherever they can donate, GoFundMe, whatever your fundraising campaign is set up at. If they can still donate virtually. Yes, you want to do a live stream so they can be able to view virtually so they don't feel like they're missing out on the fundraiser. And also, you want to consistently host fundraisers because that is how nonprofits actually get sponsorships and donations, right? So, say this couple that owns a seafood restaurant says, you know what? We are actually disabled veterans. and we have children as well, and we understand the importance of being able to set those up who are veterans like us, who have been affected and who have suffer from PTSD or whatever the case may be, and they just don't have the means, or they don't have the mental capacity or the physicalities to be able to help their families build generational wealth. So as the couple that we understand your mission, Tamala. What we're going to do is we are not only going to allow you to host your fundraiser here on Sunday night, but we're also going to allow you to have 200 plates for free. Yes, we will sponsor, the seafood restaurant will sponsor the food, the soda, the soft drinks. So there'll be soda and water, because we actually, but Tim, if you don't execute on that, if you don't come up with your pitch, if you don't practice your pitch, if you don't practice your mission statement, if you don't practice this, then you won't be able to thoroughly in detail explain and be compassionate about what your mission is, and you won't be able to secure that type of deal. This is what makes nonprofits different from for profits. When we're talking about for profit startups, it's really all about how to make the money shake. Okay. I have this company. This is what the market size is like, the multi-billion-dollar industry. Because I have this many followers or this many people that is, that I've already tested this out with. That's how I'm able to make my first couple of sales. I've already made sales for my friends and family. So it shows that it's a need for the market, which means if you give me this opportunity, I'll be able to be impactful. I'll be able to build from this, and I'll be able to make X amount of dollars. There's a difference. For profits is kind of easier because you just show that there's a need for your product and service in the actual markets, and how you would make money and how you would gain traction and how you would keep your clients in your ecosystem, in addition to you being mission driven and compassionate about what you're doing. However, with nonprofits, it's all compassion based, it's all community impact, and it's all really, really explaining what that mission is and showing how your mission is actually needed not only in your market but nationwide too, and how you plan to scale that far. Okay. Yeah. So shout out to y'all who are doing nonprofits and who is a nonprofit founder. I pray that you guys, be able to get the donations and sponsors that you need, and continue to flourish. Okay. Awesome. You're diagnosed with PTSD. May God bless you. Uh, Jay says, hi, welcome into the chat, Jay. She says, love all that you do, especially the walkthroughs. Thank you so much, friend. Such a pleasure to have you here. Such a pleasure to have you here. So yeah, I still have the walkthrough for Friday, 25K. All right, is the distilled intelligence grant. I saw you guys were texting, so I'm going to text you back now. You can text hashtag 25K to 855-731-1487. I pinned it at the bottom of the chat. So that way you can go ahead and text me to that number, and I will send you the link to secure your spot for Friday evening. And yeah, I'll walk you through the entire grant and we'll apply to it together. Okay. This week has been full of grant. Oh yeah, we went over hundreds of thousands of dollars in grant funding. We went over yesterday the She's Connected grant, which is awesome. We also went over some other grants as well. The Chasm, I want to talk about that one really quick. There's a $50,000 grant out here called, thank you so much, Dennis. Dennis says, I love your service. There's a $50,000 grant out here for all companies, right? And it's by Chasm, CHASM. We went over this one this week. I decided to take a look and do like a deep dive earlier this morning about that particular platform. What is Chasm? What are they offering? And how are they offering like grant opportunities, things like that, right? So as I went onto their website, friend, I noticed that Chasm is a venture capitalist firm. What they do is they pair you with other venture capitalists and other, investors, so you can have the money and investment money to be able to invest in your business. I said, get out of here. So they had a $20,000 grant last month in July. They had a Black woman who started a skincare brand. She's been in business for 2 years, and it's called Melon Brand. Melon, MELAN brand, BRAND, all together. She's a black woman, and she's a mother who has a son who suffers from eczema. So she was looking for different types of skincare products that is on the shelf and not on the shelf for her son, and it just seemed like nothing was working for his type of sensitivity. So she decided to make her own concoctions. And within the last 2 years of her being in operations, she's been able to get client testimonials and also be successful in her sales, which also reassured her this is something that is needed in the market for Black and brown people who are looking for a skincare product that is good for sensitivity, that combats eczema, and also that is specifically, for us, right? That has the makeup for us, right? So I was reading her article. They put out an entire article, and they were asking her questions. And as I was reading her article, I noticed that her answers, right, because she applied to the $20,000 grant last month and she won. I noticed that her answers were very compassionate and just direct and simple, nothing too much. They asked her, "How do you know that this is needed in the market?" She said she knows this is needed in the market because not only was she a mother that had a son who was suffering from eczema and was going through so much trying to find different products, but also explained how um, people was just asking her, like, just within her community, how was she able to help her son get his eczema and stuff regulated. So she started giving out her products. And then that showed that had a need. What also reassured her that there was a need for it in the market is because every time she went to her favorite stores like Walmart, Target, or whatever the case may be, she noticed that the type of eczema prone, eczema helping products were very expensive, but they were not specifically for Black and brown people. Yeah, yeah. So she said, yeah, there's a need for this in the market. And so that's what reassured her. I liked her answer because so many people would kind of freeze up on that particular answer and they would be like, well, I don't know. Like, I just thought that it's needed in the market. But just because it's a problem that you are solving for yourself, you have to go dive deeper, think about your clients. And what made you think that this would be a great idea for you to sell this product or service? Okay, so that's why I brought that up. All right, so what questions do y'all have for me? I hope you guys are having a really great start to your Saturday. It's Small Business Saturdays. I would love to take a look at your business website, go on your social media. So drop your social media or your website here in the chat. Let me learn more about your business and let me shout you out. Okay, so that is the whole entire point of Small Business Saturdays. So I can share my platform with you guys who are starting your own nonprofits or your for-profit businesses. So that is super cool. So happy to have you guys here. Let me see here. All right. And I'm also texting you guys back who texted me 25K. Lovely Z1 Royale says, have you assisted someone who has a for-profit with a nonprofit that helps homeless? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, I have. Right now, she's my client. She owns a women's wellness center, and then she also has a nonprofit organization where she takes a certain percentage out of her profits and she puts it and she donates it to her nonprofit that helps homelessness. Simply because she was a woman that suffered from homelessness with her and her 3 children, so she understands the challenges it is to be a single mom and homeless at the same time. So she created her nonprofit and also a for-profit, which is a wellness center for women that helps women with mental health care, beauty care, building your confidence, things like that. Okay, so yeah, absolutely. And I just recently helped her win $100,000. So if you are wondering if you can have a for-profit and a nonprofit, yes, you can. Your for-profit business can donate a percentage out of your weekly or monthly or annual revenue profits, right, into the into your nonprofit. Okay. Hey there, friend. Use this link to secure your spot for 5 days. All right. Okay, I see you guys have questions. So 1 second. I'm texting you guys back right now. Who texts me? Oh wow. Use this link to secure your spot on your Okay. I'm just starting out with my Instagram, TikTok, X, and Facebook business account pages. Okay, no problem. Hopefully next Saturday, friend, you'll have it professionally, properly set up so we can go in and we can take a look at some pictures and just shout you out for the next Saturday. I have to update the website as well. Okay, no problem. Um, Let me see. Okay, thanks. Looking forward to speaking with you and more on this. Mine will be new. Okay, no problem. All right, so I hope you all like take the time out to use Wix.com and GoDaddy.com and get your website together. Hopefully next Saturday, all of you guys will have a website put together so I can see what's going on. So I can learn more about your business, right? Right. Because let's not let another second Saturday, third Saturday, fourth Saturday go by and you still need to do a website. You still need to do that. Like that's something that in your foundations, it needs to be completed. That's actually one of the top 5 things you need to do when you are building your business. Okay. We actually went over that in a live stream once before. Okay. We went over that before. So please make sure that you have your your websites together because I want to learn about your business. I want to be able to pull you up and go through your business and all that good stuff and shout you out. Okay. And be able to shout you out. All right. So, what other last remarks do you guys have? I know this live stream is quite quick. We're not on here for long. I guess I'm just going to enjoy the rest of my weekend while I can because I'm back in the gym and I'm back to eating good. So I'm going to eat all the sweets that I can this weekend. And then I'm back to, all right, we back to eating fruits, vegetables, and doing the best we can because if you guys don't know, even though I did my court wedding this week, I still have a really, really big white wedding. It's what they call it to plan. And of course, it's based here in Nigeria. So I do have that full white wedding to plan for next year. So I have to start, doing my diet, making sure I'm doing my fittings and all that good stuff so I can wear it next year. And it's coming around really soon, even though we are in the last like 4 months or so of the year. Before you know it, July will be right around the corner. Okay. So, yeah, I have to work on that so I can make sure pictures and everything for my Nigerian wedding is going to be so fun. And I'm going to be able to wear like all of this, the traditional wear. That's going to be very fun. What do you recommend for a good virtual address to use for grants? Um, I mean, any address. You can do a virtual office address or you can use your home address if you have a home office. People have been able to make $1 million out of their home office. So now they accept home offices. Yep. So it's all up to you. If you do a virtual address, then you can do something like uh, WeWork, Alliance Virtual Office. You find the one in your local area that's very cost effective because the ones that I'm naming, I know that those are the ones that I use back at home in Miami. Might be totally different. They might not even be in your area, right? So Regis is like the global one, but Regis is quite expensive. So I would Google the best one that's in your area, and that's actually cost effective. Okay. Yes, that's right. No PO boxes. Do not use a PO box, please. Never do that. Yeah, you can use your home office. Thank you, Anthony Williams. I really do appreciate that. Yes, I appreciate that. I really do. It's going to be really fun. Yes. And I have to get ready for what is my honeymoon going to look like? I don't even know where I want to go. Somewhere beautiful on this earth that God has created. Yes. I really do appreciate you guys being with me, all right, and sharing your Saturday morning with me. I don't want to take up too much more of your time. Next Saturday, make sure you are properly prepared. Make sure you bring your websites, your social media channels. So this week, I'm holding you accountable, friend, to make sure you have that done so you can join us next week. All right. And then don't forget to text hashtag 25K to my phone number that's pinned down at the chat. You can always book a one-on-one consultation with me. It's $50, but it's super worth it. I'll be able to help you get grant ready and also, prepare you for any other funding opportunities you want to go for. Okay. Do you have to have a virtual office? Is that the same as having a Zoom link? No. A virtual office is a office address that you would use in replace of a physical brick and mortar office that you don't have. So for example, one of those tall buildings that is like in your downtown area or your town or whatever the case may be, you can use one of those addresses as your business address, for especially for when you want to like want pack mail sent to you, so you don't have to use your home address. And also it allows you to have a commercial address to help you build credit and all that good stuff. It just looks good on paper. Okay, it shows professionalism. For me, I'll give you an example. My virtual address, right, is through I think it's called HubSpot, but it's only in Miami. Matter of fact, specifically only in downtown Miami. All right, and it costs me like over $50 a month, and it's a virtual address. But the perks I get from it is I get to pick up my business mail when I come inside of the city because you guys know I live outside the country. So when I come back to Miami from traveling and living outside the United States, I get to go directly there, pick up my mail. Also, I get to host any type of like one-on-one meetings there. I don't have to really pay extra for it. If I want to have my own office for a day, then I would pay like $20 for the entire day, and I'll have my own corner office overlooking like Miami water shores. So those are the perks. That work is one that you can use. Okay, that's we work, WEWORK. Regis, which is I used to use them back in the day. I was paying like $2,000 a month for my office when I did credit repair. So I had that one. Regis is more expensive, but they're globally known. So you would use one of those. It's pretty much a co-working space, right? It's like a shared space for entrepreneurs and creatives. All right. And you would use that address, receive your business mail there, and you would use that address for like your business documents and stuff like that instead of using your home address. That's the best way I can put it. Okay. Thank you so very much. Appreciate you for sharing this information this morning with me today. Of course. Hope you have a blessed recovery, Tamala. Hope you all have a blessed Saturday. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. All right. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend. You guys know that I don't come on here on Sundays because Sundays is the Lord's day. All right. And I got to spend my Sunday with the Lord and praising, worshiping, and praying for y'all. All right. So enjoy the rest of your weekend and make sure you text me, book a one-on-one consultation with me. Watch all of the live streams from earlier this week so that way you can know what we talked about this week. Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, you guys. And bye bye for now. See you on Monday, friend.